Hello folks, so this is Arikast again. Here we are at Sea of Flames, or in the Sea of Flames. And we're just getting a little bit of stone because we had less than a stack left. And that's not a good... Oh! That is not a good way to start off a dungeon. Alright, so here we are, Dungeon 15, the Battle for the Molten Depths. Well, this sounds pretty cool. Let's go inside and see what's up. A little room here. That was really nice of Vechs. Oh, that's nice. Let's go ahead and just do that. And we'll drop some of this stuff off. Because... Oh. Hello? Hello! Because, well, we don't want to lose the wool. And... a lot of it is just clogging up our inventory, so why would we want to have it in there? Alright, I mean, what are we going to use string for? Are we going to set up a trap? Make a bow that's a lot worse than this one? Okay, so let's go ahead and poke in here and put a torch down first. Oh boy. Alright, so... let's get rid of these flames because, frankly, I don't want to risk backing into fire. I mean, yeah, we have some protection potions, fire protection, but I don't want to have to waste it on setting myself on fire. You know, and I probably wouldn't waste it on that. So let's go ahead. Well, we never need to grind for arrows again. That's kind of cool. Alright, so first of all, what we need to do is go like this. Why? Because I don't want stuff coming up here unless I want it to come up here. Okay, do like that, protect ourselves. That way we can go ahead and look at this area, figure out where the spawners are in relative peace. Oh. Let's put that out there. Alright, so we can see from behind this glass that we've got spawners there and there. Got some cobweb down there. And then looks like we've got banks of these, like we have here. Probably full of all kinds of fun stuff. We've got some TNT right there. And you know what? Let's see. Oh, got close. And up just a little bit. I have my mouth sensitivity really high because that's just the way I like it. But as far as aiming goes, it can be not the best thing in this game. A lot of people prefer low sensitivity for games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, but I never have. I've always preferred really high sensitivity. It's probably part of the reason that I don't like doing FPS on consoles, because you can't react very quickly. Now, I'm sure you can say, yeah, they were pro and you're not. Well, yeah, that's true. I did used to play at a pro level, though, back at Call of Duty 2. That was a long time ago. I'm sure, you know, some of you were, you know, extremely young at that point, but that's back when I used to really focus on FPSs. And haven't really since then. I had a ton of fun doing it, but I don't know. I've just been doing other things since then. Okay, so you guys are really annoying. And actually they're perfectly fine at that height. Oops. Let me put down 2 torches. And I don't really want it there, I want it there. Let's go ahead and do that. I mean, obviously I play, you know, Minecraft a lot now. I did, or I have played a lot of RTSs. more recently. Not it competitively, really. I have a bit with StarCraft 2, but I really miss the Command & Conquer games. The latest ones have just not been very good at all. And I wonder if we can reach that. But can we reach it for long enough? Yes. Awesome. And apparently we're just not going to use lava buckets in this title, which I usually use a lot of lava buckets. So I guess that's a bit of a novelty for me, but whoop. Boom, boom, boom. All the skeletons shooting the creepers trying to hit me. Okay. Let's see if we can... Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. And let's see what's in these. Yeah, just a bunch of arrows. Okay, and they... No! Darn it! Oh gosh. Doo-doo-doo. Fight billions. Oh, this was not my intent. That's a lot of zombies. And no creeper, I'm not going to let you blow up. At least they're only coming from one direction. Well, relatively. I got those guys pinging me over there. Yeah, that didn't do any good. Okay. So what I'm going to do now... Oh boy. Is do that. And that. And that. Okay. Now we can eat. That's the biggest thing. They weren't really hurting me too much. Oops. Again, Terraria. Yeah, I was just what I was afraid of. My armor is really taking a hit. Something I'll note here. Let's back away from the spawners while we talk about this. Okay. So, people always, I mean, the people that I've watched on YouTube are always frothing at the mouth over protection armor. And yes, protection armor protects you from everything. But you'll notice here, my projectile protection is significantly higher in what the damage value left on it still is. That's because protection armor actually takes the damage that would affect you and applies it to your armor. So the reason I like a lot of blast protection and projectile protection, I can deal with zombies. For the most part, they're not really going to hit me. But creepers and which, in a normal map, this isn't, such a big deal. Yeah, you're probably going to want protection. But, because you're not going to be fighting all that down there at the same time. I mean, like you would in a super hostile map. But in a map like this, your armor goes away a lot faster. And it can break in the middle of battle. So, I like projectile protection and like blast protection because they just completely negate the damage. They don't transfer that damage to your armor. So, where my helm and my, well, to a lesser extent, my my foot pads here, my shoes, boots, are nowhere near, as healthy as my other armor is. So, that's why I use a lot of projectile protection and stuff like that. That, and it's a lot more effective against that certain type of damage than the other pieces are. Just regular protection. But, to each his own. I don't have a problem with protection. Obviously, I'm using it. But, that's just something I wanted to mention because that's not something people really talk about. They're just like, oh, blast protection, that sucks. Well, it depends, And it depends on what kind of game you're playing. If you're playing super hostile, it doesn't suck near as much as it might in... Oh, excuse me. In survival. So, You know, it's just, you have to... My big thing that I'm trying to say, basically, is make sure and think for yourself. Think what kind of situation you're in. Don't just take what people say at face value, because they probably know what they're talking about. And yeah, that in their situation, it probably is better. Because, like I mentioned, when in vanilla are you going to be facing stuff that looks like this? I mean, really, never. Not in a, dungeon, not in a stronghold, not even in another fortress. So you just really have to think of what kind of situation you're entering, and is what is commonly accepted as correct, is that true in your particular situation? It may be, it may not be. So you just have to think about that, and hello, Spitter, and decide for yourself. Alright. So much is spawning out of these things that I'm just bypassing them. I actually wanted to clear out this top area, but there are so many spawners that are activating. It's just not feasible. I don't know that I actually want to break that. Alright, those are spawners. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Shouldn't hurt us back here. Just gonna break the glass, yep, and reveal those spawners. Okay. And lots of skellies, our best friends. Not really. Oh, you. Let's get over here. And this may be suicide, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Nope. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of happening. Alright. And you blowing up on that's not going to do anything. Oh, couldn't see him in the darkness, so I know you guys can't see him. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of these. My inventory is now full of arrows. Oh. Oh, no, okay. And I want to build a way back up, because otherwise we're kind of vulnerable down here, and also need to eat. And so let's do that, and that, and break that. Okay, so next what we want to do is do this. Oh, well, there goes my light. And the wall I just built. Oh, buddy. Let's just protect ourselves. Alright. Oh, crap. That's not good. Okay. Creeper, please don't blow up. Alright, so shoot. Well, shoot that. Shoot that. Shoot that. Yeah, it's cool when he does stuff like that. That adds a little bit more gameplay into it. I like that a lot. Okay, so why are we doing this? Mainly spiders. And give them a little more time to get up the wall. That way we're just not flooded with them. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Let's just go over here and... Yeah, it doesn't look like we have any spawners coming off. I want to remove some of those from my inventory. Was it Control Q? Yeah. You can Control Q to drop entire stacks. Oh, hello. Didn't think you were going to come all the way over here. But you did. Alright. That TNT. I'm just not a very good shot this time. Or this episode. Okay. Let's get over here. Oh, I'm getting range. That. And that doesn't look like it's connected to anything over there, so I'm gonna hold off on shooting that TNT. Okay, we've got some gas spawners. That's probably skeletons. Okay, good. Word of warning. Vechs usually, these days, he usually, nice. Let's just dump some stuff in here. He uses prime TNT that you can insert with World Edit. And, oops. Situated here. So when you punch it to break it, it goes off instead of, you know, the alternative. Oh, is that all we have? Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go mine up some more cobblestone, and then I will be back with you in a moment. Alrighty, folks. So here we are. I'm back at this wool. I'm trying to think of how exactly I want to attack it. So we do have a bit more cobble here. There's a couple ways, or there's several ways. Okay, so if I actually had an ender pearl, I would ender pearl up there and light all that up. And because I did take on some of those at the Citadel, but they're not really all that bad if you can take them out pretty quickly. You see those cobwebs, so you know a lot of the skeletons get stuck in those, so they're not a big deal if you can light them up. The gas on the side will definitely protect those, so you kind of want to stay towards the middle naturally, because you know who wants to fight gas. What we could do is go down. You say, why go down? Because if you can go down and then pillar your way up, that would be a valid way to do it. Or we just could go straight out. But the only problem with going straight out is you're going to fight ghasts, because I assume that's actually going to be close enough to set those off once you get towards the middle. And you're going to be fighting skellies. So, I'm thinking going down might be the best option, to be perfectly honest. Oh, that's close enough. So we're gonna do that. Oh. Now I will make this more sheltered in a minute, so don't worry about that, because while there's nothing shooting at us now, we're going to be setting those spawners off, and there's no doubt about that. We just have to give it a minute. I mean, on the way back we're going to be fighting all kinds of stuff, so we want to make sure. Thought I heard blazes. Okay, so we want to make sure that this is nice and protected for our return. That's something you always want to consider. You know, first and foremost, how am I going to get back with the wool? Because that's the important part. It's not taking out the spawners. It's not, assaulting the dungeon. That's important. It's how do I get out of here? So, if you're playing these maps yourself, always be thinking about that. Okay, so let's do that. And I can say personally, sometimes I don't think about that. You've seen me run into some of the dungeons like a madman, lighting things up and sprinting towards the wool. Yeah, I'm not thinking about that, really. I get to the box, and I'm like, so, I have a broken pick. This may be familiar to you. It happened a couple episodes ago. I have a broken pick. It's almost broken. I'm at the very end of a dungeon that doesn't loop up to anything else. How do I get out of here? Alright, so, and when you're fighting gas, please use cobblestone, because it'll save you a lot of grief. Anything else that's, pretty blast resistant, that's fine. Just don't use stuff like, sandstone or gravel, stuff like that. Because I mean, it seems obvious, but if you don't have anything else on you and you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to go all the way back and get more cobblestone, well, that's probably going to kill you if you don't go back. It literally is that harsh, because I guess it's just going to blow up your bridge, or, you know, any protection that you have. So, you know, please, please, please use cobblestone. Alright, so we've got this little walkway here. And really, I should probably... Well, that's not really going to help us much. I just don't want to fall in the lava here. I'm going to be running through this, so I'm not too concerned about ghast fire. As I can pick them off. Skellies are really the big thing that I'm worried about. Even for that, I should probably do this. Just because, you know, you don't want to be knocked in the lava and, like, not have, you know, think about getting that potion out. Okay. Because, you know, let's face it, everyone panics. It doesn't matter, you know, who you are, how long you've played. Every now and then, you're going to panic, and you're going to look back on what you did and be like, that's stupid, I had a health potion on my bar. You know, or I had a fire protection potion. And you think to yourself, well, why didn't I use that? You know, it would have saved my life. I would have had, you know, all this diamond gear saved. Why didn't I do that? It's, you know, it's really simple. You got in a really bad situation and you panicked. And it's very easy to do. Everybody does it. Okay. So we don't have any gas yet, and we don't have skeletons falling on our head yet. So, oh, but I hear skeletons, and it looks like we're setting off that gas spawner. So what we're going to do is do that, make ourselves a little roof, so we don't have skellies falling on our head. And here is the wool. Now, that feels extremely anticlimactic, but, you know, like I said at the very beginning of the series, you know, sometimes I'm just going to be taking the best route. If something seems super duper dangerous to me, that may be, you know, I'll probably be avoiding it. We didn't fire a single shot, and we have the red wool. But hopefully this area was fairly interesting to you, and we did get to talk about a lot of different things. So there's the red wool. We have one area left. We have the area with all the snow that we popped our heads into earlier, that's underneath the giant pig. So we will be going back there. And if this episode was a little too anticlimactic for you, we have some interesting plans for that next episode. So, and we do have a lot of building stuff that we'll be doing before and after we finish that last wool. Because there's a pretty awesome big area that I would like to show you guys, that underneath the big citadel, that I have some pretty awesome plans for. So we may get to that before we get to this last wool. I think I'll probably be doing an episode to get that wool first, because I want to use some grass. And Vechs doesn't put grass in his... there's only one map that I can think of that has grass in it, and he puts it there in a place that you can't really get to it. But he doesn't want you having grass. So to use grass, I want to finish the map first, because I don't want to say, you know, Vechs, I'm going to cheat. You know, I'm going to take this. Oh, now we get an ender pearl. I'm going to, you know, use a mechanic of the game that you don't want me using to finish it, you know. I don't know how much of a problem he would have for that, but I would imagine, you know, if he doesn't put grass on the map, he doesn't want you having grass. So, for, I guess, artistic reasons, I would say, I want to have grass in that area. So, I want to finish the map, you know, before I go ahead and do that. So, this will be the end of Dungeon 15, the Battle for the Molten Depths. And we will see you in the next episode. Yeah. So, I hope you all have a wonderful day.